Hello, Sagittarius. This is your energy journey for June. As the sky shifts, you, the child of Jupiter, are once again stepping into an unexpected crossroads. But this time, it's not just a change. It's a karmic event, a cycle of ancestral weight beginning to unravel. Throughout June, you may feel that something strange is stirring. Even if nothing concrete has happened yet, there's a vague echo within you, as if your intuition is whispering something is being revealed. And it's true. The current lunar cycle is casting its light on the areas tied to your ancestral roots, inherited memory, and long-repeating patterns that have yet to be healed. This is the moment when the universe places you in front of a lesson you cannot skip. Are you carrying burdens that were never yours to bear? With the activation of the 410 house axis, the point between family and life purpose, between old foundations and the path ahead, you are being called to look inward. What are you trying to heal? For whom? And has it been silently exhausting you? In the weeks ahead, energies from outer planets like Pluto and Saturn will strongly affect Sagittarius through square aspects and retrograde motion. This stirs the deepest layer, the Akashic records, the soul's karmic archive. You are not just looking back on your own path, but being invited to understand more deeply the journey of those who came before, your parents, grandparents, and even past lifetime. Many Sagittarians at this time may feel disconnected, as if you no longer belong to any specific place. This is because you are undergoing what's known as cosmic homesickness, when your soul longs to return to a higher plane, a different frequency, but at the same time, you are being assigned a very clear mission here on Earth: to unify soul and body. Jupiter, your ruling planet, is moving into a position that makes it impossible to avoid the truth. Every mask will fall. Everything that was once blurred will become so clear that you can no longer pretend not to see. Especially the truths related to family, old friends, past lovers, or even hidden parts of yourself. You may come to realize that some old emotions were never really yours, but you've been carrying them as if they were your responsibility. Some wounds you thought had healed still quietly affect how you live, how you love, and how you protect yourself. This is the activation point between the current moon cycle and karmic memory. Many Sagittarians will feel deeply tired, not in the body but in the soul, a kind of exhaustion you can't name. This is the sign that karmic content is surfacing. The things you once refused to face, they're now appearing without warning, without compromise. And there's only one way through: face them, breathe deeply, and let go. Jupiter, the planet of expansion, is always urging you forward. But this time, it doesn't want you to escape through action, but to mature through presence. You won't need to do much, just stay awake to what is gradually being revealed. Because this month, the greatest lesson isn't about success or failure. It's about this. This is the time to return what was never yours. As the moon passes through its dark phase, it pulls up fragments long buried. You'll see some people around you may suddenly change. Truths they once hid, now coming to light. Words spoken long ago suddenly take on a new meaning. You may even dream of things that make you wake up in tears. None of this is meant to hurt you. It's meant to liberate you. Your journey this month begins here, with the recognition that not everything you carry is yours. Some of it belongs to your parents. Some of it belongs to your lineage. Some of it is an inherited pattern passed down through generations, left unresolved. And if you are brave enough to face it, you will be the first in that ancestral line to choose to break it. Sagittarius, can you feel something slowly rising from within? It's not a fleeting emotion, nor a specific memory. It's a layer of energy, hazy and undefined, as if you're remembering something you've never consciously known. The universe is reopening a door for you, the door to your soul's memory. In astrology, this is the moment your Akashic records are being awakened. This June, planetary movements are forming unusual vibrations that strike directly at the 4th and 12th house axis, the realm of ancestry, memory, and all that has been hidden across generations. A wave of energy from the South Node may make you feel as though you're being pulled back into the past, not through time, but through intuition. You'll find yourself recalling situations, relationships, or emotions that once wounded you, now seen through an entirely new light. And if you've ever heard of the Akashic Records, this is the time. The universe allows you to access that sacred field of information. In karmic astrology, the Akashic Records are the storage vault of your soul's entire karmic history across lifetimes. They hold not only what you've done, but also what you've felt, chosen, and left behind. And this time, some of the most significant pages of that record are opening before you as an invitation to healing. That's why in the past few days you might have found yourself drifting into old memories. Perhaps they seem trivial, a passing conversation, a familiar glance, or even just a vague dream. But all of them share one thread. They awaken a deeper truth inside you. When planets like Pluto form aspects to sensitive points in your birth chart, especially when lighting up the 12th house, fragments of memory from past lives, from ancestral lines, or from collective soul levels begin to surface, not loudly, not dramatically, but softly, like a voice calling from deep within. And Sagittarius, you cannot ignore that call. Not everyone gets the chance to glimpse that data field, but you, with Jupiter as your ruling planet, the messenger between worlds, are being guided not only to see it, but to understand it. Throughout this month, you may feel as if you're living in two realms, a physical world of daily tasks and a sensory world where unspoken messages quietly weave their way into you. You'll begin to realize there are burdens you've carried for far too long without knowing, repeating patterns in family dynamics, in love, even in the reasons why you can't open up or why you struggle to let someone go. And then you'll understand, they didn't start with you. They began many generations before you. From fears passed down as part of your lineage, from old beliefs kept alive simply because that's how it's always been. And now, you've been chosen to break the chain. It won't be easy, because breaking the chain doesn't mean rejecting it. It means fully understanding it so you can finally release it. And to do that, you'll need one thing: the courage to face it. In the days ahead, you'll see many things around you begin to feel strange. Secrets suddenly revealed, people who once stayed silent speaking the truth, past events reappearing with new clarity. That's not coincidence. That's the universe exposing deeper layers so you can piece the full picture together. If you see someone facing the consequences of something they once did, that's karma returning. If you witness someone going through the exact situation that once broke you, that's a cycle closing. And if you find you no longer resonate with those who once felt like family, that's because your frequency has changed. Awakening isn't about chasing dazzling light. It's about accepting even the darkest parts of yourself and forgiving the past. You may cry, you may feel angry, you may fall into deep silence, but know this: that's how the soul's records begin to heal. Sagittarius, you are the pioneer, but this time you're not being called to expand outward into the world. You're being called to dig deep within, to connect with the oldest layers of your memory, and to release everything that no longer belongs to you. Sagittarius, this month's lunar cycle is not simply a waxing or waning phase. It's a turning point of karma, a bell toll that signals the end of something that has lasted far too long. And it's no coincidence that this cycle aligns precisely with the quiet transformation your soul is undergoing. In astrology, the moon is more than a symbol of emotion. It's the cellular memory of the soul. When the moon passes through its dark phase and prepares to reach fullness, that's when repressed emotions begin to surface. You may find yourself remembering things you thought you had forgotten. You may feel a sadness you can't quite name, or perhaps you simply feel tired, but without knowing why. In truth, you are entering a time of purification under the moon's light, a phase where old energies will be illuminated down to the last layer. And the most remarkable part? This rotation lasts 30 days, exactly the window astrologers often refer to as a high karmic release zone. You'll notice, some people will drift away. Plans that once seemed solid may suddenly fall apart. Certain relationships may begin to quietly fracture. But don't try to hold on, because everything that's leaving now no longer vibrates at your frequency. During this lunar cycle, Jupiter, your ruling planet, is forming aspects to karmic points in the collective chart. This is a signal. Truths will be revealed. And when truth comes, no one continue to hide behind their masks. Some Sagittarians will be confronted with the fact that someone they once trusted has been hiding something. Others will gain deep insight into the real reason behind past heartbreaks. Everything will become so clear, you simply won't be able to hold on anymore. And then you'll realize this: you no longer align with the people who used to be close to you. It's not because you've changed, it's because you've grown. The spiritual awakening always brings with it a phase of energetic distancing. Sagittarius is a sign that hates being tied down, yet at times you've tethered yourself to something out of habit, fear of being left behind, or a sense of duty. But this month, the moon will show you those are no longer valid reasons to stay. You may feel sorrow, but it's a healthy sorrow, the kind that comes when someone is cleaning out an old room to begin a new journey. Not all endings are tragedies. Sometimes, an ending is the most beautiful thing you can offer your soul. If in the days ahead you find yourself more sensitive than usual, understand that you are syncing with the moon's frequency. Your body may ask for more rest. Your mind may crave silence. Don't resist it. Allow yourself to pause, because only when you rest can your soul begin to truly heal. You may have a strange dream, a powerful feeling that something is about to happen. A sudden reunion, a buried truth coming to light. These are all signs of karmic collapse, the crumbling of long accumulated karmic structures. But remember, you are not the one being swept away. You are the one standing outside of it, observing and choosing not to carry it any further. When you can do that, you officially break a cycle that has repeated across many lifetimes. And that's exactly why you were chosen, because your soul is strong enough to stop and not repeat. Once the ending arrives, you'll feel something inside you become lighter than ever before. It's not just emotion, it's the sign that you've finally let go of a burden that was never yours to carry. And in that moment, light will return. Not blinding, but soft like moonlight at midnight. Just enough for you to see the path ahead, and enough to remind you that you are no longer in the dark. After the lunar gate opened and brought forth closure, Sagittarius begins stepping into a new state, detaching from what no longer resonates. This isn't a conscious decision, it's a natural movement of the soul. And if you find yourself no longer able to tolerate certain people, relationships, or types of interaction, know that this isn't selfishness. It's a sign of awakening. When Jupiter, the planet of expansion, casts its light on your 6th or 12th house, a very clear need arises within you to protect your own energy. No more enduring empty conversations, no more forcing yourself to stay in places that suffocate you, no more carrying the weight of everyone and everything as you once did. In astrology, this is known as the transition point between personal emotion and soul awareness. It's when you stop reacting emotionally and start responding energetically. You no longer analyze whether someone is right or wrong. You simply feel, does this energy still align with mine? If the answer is no, you step away, quietly, without argument, without blame. Simply, you no longer continue. Boundaries are something Sagittarius often hesitates to set, because you believe in freedom, in possibility, in everyone's potential. But this time the universe is reminding you, true freedom is not the absence of limits. It's knowing which lines you should never cross. You may feel yourself becoming more particular than before, less inclined to socialize, unwilling to fake smiles, disinterested in gossip or small talk. These are all signs that you're restructuring your vibrational field. You're no longer on the same frequency, and that means you can't keep the same connections. During this time, if you feel the need to rest more, allow it. Every phase of awakening consumes immense spiritual energy. Sagittarians who've been working non-stop for months will now feel their bodies saying, "That's enough." Astrology calls this the soul's electromagnetic recharge, a phase when you simply cannot expand outward without first healing inward. Especially if your sun, moon, or rising signs fall in houses 12, 4, or 8, you'll feel this more intensely than most. You may find yourself feeling waves of sadness for no reason. A strange dream about a departed loved one. A quiet moment where you sit in stillness for hours, saying nothing. These are all signals that ancestral karmic layers are being cleared through you. This is also the stage where you may witness the quiet collapse of systems around you, perhaps within your family, friend groups, or workplace, where inauthentic structures can no longer hold. But you don't need to interfere. The universe is handling that part. Your only task is to hold your boundaries. As the slow-moving planets like Pluto and Saturn sweep across karmic points, anything that lacks truth will begin to crack on its own, and you, the one chosen to awaken during this time, must stay alert. Do not react, do not get pulled in, and do not try to save anyone. You may see someone around you fall, someone exposed, someone facing the very pit they once dug for another, and you'll feel many things: compassion, frustration, even emptiness. But remember, this is not the time for you to carry someone else's karma. You've done that for too long already. Now is the time for you to learn the final lesson of the healer, knowing when to step back. Knowing that not everyone is ready to change. Not every relationship is worth holding on to, and not every pain is yours to carry. And once you truly cut those cords, you begin to step into a different dimension of your soul. You no longer live by instinct, you live by conscious choice. From here on out, everything you choose comes from awareness. Everyone you keep around is illuminated by mutual resonance. Every path you walk is chosen by you, not for anyone else, not out of expectation or invisible obligation. The next 30 days are not just a phase. They are a karmic storm designed to break down everything that is no longer real, on a personal level and on a larger scale, where society, communities, and even powerful institutions that have been hiding truths will begin to unravel. And in the midst of this upheaval, Sagittarius will stand at a crossroads of awakening, not to run away, but to light the path. In astrology, when planets like Pluto, Saturn, and Neptune simultaneously form intense patterns with the lunar nodes, North Node, South Node, it signals that collective karma is being released all at once. What was buried will rise. What was misunderstood will be seen anew. What was deliberately hidden will be forced into the light, whether in families, societies, or even global media. And Sagittarius, with your essence as a truth seeker, you can't unsee it. You may witness loved ones falling into patterns they once repeated. You may see family dynamics collapsing, no longer able to uphold appearances or maintain old honor codes. You might even watch someone who once hurt you now face the exact experience you once endured. And this time you won't feel anger or satisfaction, just quiet recognition. Karma is returning. In karmic astrology, this is what we call a collective karmic collapse, and you are not the one being swept up in it. You are the one being held steady to witness and to choose to step out of the loop, to choose not to react, to choose not to remain stuck in battles that were never yours. And that may just be the most important choice your soul has ever made. The energy of these 30 days is powerful enough to sever old soul contracts, powerful enough to close out an entire lifetime within this very life. You may feel like something inside you has died, a part of your personality, a belief, a relationship, or an old version of who you were. And then you'll realize that loss is not frightening, it's necessary. Because only when you truly let go can the future find its way in. From mid-June onward, you may receive a clear sign, a new door opening. It might be an invitation, a reunion, a new job, a chance to move. And within you, a voice will whisper, "This time, walk differently." The universe no longer wants you to prove anything. It no longer asks you to fix anyone or anything. This time, all it asks is that you hold your frequency, because you are the flame in the middle of the karmic storm, not to shine for others, but to ensure you don't get lost. Astrology calls this the energetic rail shift, when you choose a new track for your life. And if you're still wondering, is it right for me to walk away from this? The universe answers. If you have to ask that, then you already know. This is no longer the time for halfway decisions. No more delays. No more entanglements. You are Sagittarius, a soul of depth and expansion. And now it is time to stop expanding outward and begin expanding inward. The depth of awakening. From this point forward, you no longer live by instinct. You live by the conscious choice of who you want to become, without needing permission from anyone. And in this final stretch, if you see people who once walked beside you now going in different directions, let them go. Not everyone shares the same mission. Not every soul chooses to awaken at the same time. And not everyone has the courage to look back at the truth. But you have, and you will continue to. On the collective chart, the light of Jupiter, planet of wisdom and truth, is now shining over your domain. And that means you are the one chosen to hold the flame of knowing in these chaotic days. You don't have to speak loudly, to show up, because your energy no longer needs to prove anything. It already speaks clearly. And if you've been waiting for a sign, this is it. You're no longer in the old cycle. And in the next 30 days, everything that no longer aligns with your true frequency will naturally fall away. Don't cling, don't explain, don't grieve. Just whisper, "Thank you, I understand now, and now I choose to move on." If this message resonated with you, don't forget to hit subscribe so you'll never miss another solar light update made just for Sagittarius. What part of this reading spoke to you the most? Drop it in the comments. And if you're walking through this karmic shift right now, just type "I choose to move forward" below, so the universe knows you're ready. You're not alone on this journey. Let's walk it together.